This video was sponsored by Dreamy. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, we're checking out Dreamy's latest robot vacuum, the X50 Ultra. And we're not only going to go ahead and compare it against the previous generation, the X40 Ultra, but talk about its impressive features that this robot vacuum has to offer. And of course, timestamps and everything else will be in the description down below for your pleasure. Now, side to side, these robot vacuums still follow the same Dreamy design that we've known and loved from the previous generation, but its internals are different. You see, if we flip it underneath, the newer version, the 50X Ultra, is using a dual brush detangling system, which not only provides more suction power than the single roller, but this new technology eliminates the need of having to use a knife or scissors to cut tangle hairs like we previously had to do, like on standard vacuum cleaners. And when it comes to the suction, it also received an increase as well, as now it's rated to be able to provide 20,000 PA, where previously it was just 12,000 PA. And the dust tank inside it also received a nice bump in size too, as now it has a larger 395 milliliter from the previous 300 milliliter. But what makes this robot so unique is the impressive ProLeap technology that the new X50 Ultra has in store, which allows this robot to get a clearance up to 6 centimeters. That's about 2.3 inches in freedom measurements. Now, the Versal lift is automatic now. It's able to actually retract inside the body of the robot vacuum, giving you the maximum low profile to get underneath hard to reach furniture parts, where the previous generation it was fixed. Now, let's talk about the setup procedure. Just like the previous generation, this was extremely easy. You simply just scan a QR code, download the app, register the product, and from there, just refill the clean water tank, add some detergent, and just let the robot vacuum scan the household. And in just a few minutes, it's complete and it scans every single room. It immediately divides everything and has everything ready for you right away. Now, one of the cool advancements about this robot vacuum is the fact that you have a lot of settings to choose from. You can change everything from suction power, you can allow it to focus more on deep cleaning, as well as adjust the moisture for the mop pads. And if you have carpets or rugs, you could either program the robot to drop the mop pads behind in the base station, and the robot can just come back, and when it's ready to mop, it will automatically pick them up, all automated. You don't have to do anything. But if you're unsure what to use, you can always just combo it with the mop and vacuum suction and the Clean Genius mode. This will allow the robot vacuum to basically do everything automatically. And when it comes to low profile rugs, it's also able to raise the mop pads high enough, give itself maximum clearance to eliminate any cross contamination with its mop pads. And when it's cleaning, you'll be surprised how quiet it is. This is actually much quieter than the previous generation, as the wheels don't make that electrical motor sound, and it just glides smoothly too. So this new technology that they're using on their wheels is pretty impressive. And when it's done cleaning, this robot vacuum is smart enough to go back to its base station, clean up its tanks, mop pads, and when you relaunch the app, it's smart enough to actually detect which side of the house was the dirtiest, and then you could decide if you like it to mop that area once more. And then when it's done cleaning up that extra dirty room, if you gave the robot permission to do that, it will simply return back to its station and clean up its mop pads with a higher temperature than previous, because the hot water can actually achieve up to 80 Celsius now. And once it's done cleaning the mop pad, it will immediately start blowing hot air to allow the mop pads to quickly dry up, eliminating any stinky, unwanted odor. Now, taking a look at the base station, if you look closely, there's a lot less moving parts in here, where previous generation you had brushes and such. Literally the only thing in here is basically this plastic filter, which is just used to prevent any large items from being stuck in the draining system that it has going on. So I'm assuming the way it works is basically, think of your washer and dryer. But you know how the washer spins to dry out your clothing? Well, I have a feeling this does the exact same thing, and just uses the rotation to quickly dry up its mop pads and cleans it up with the hot water. So that's pretty impressive that we don't have those loud brushes like some third-party robo vacuums typically do. Now, in terms of other smart home impressive tech, well, this robot does support voice commands. So you can use voice commands to activate this robot to start mopping or vacuuming. Okay, Dream.
I'm here.
Start cleaning.
Okay, start cleaning.
Weird jingle. And there she goes. In addition to that, this robot does support Matter too. So if you like to pair it with your smart home appliances, a smart home hub that you have, this robot is compatible. And if you're worried about physical buttons, you do have physical buttons on top of the little sensors. You can still override it to allow it to go back home, or pause, or tap once more to resume in case you need to pause the robot in case it's going to be in the way of something. So just like the previous gen, this does support a dual flexible arm, allows the robot vacuum to get in those corners to make sure it gets every debris. It could also utilize his arm to get in those hard to reach furniture spots as well. And not only that, even the mop pad also extends as well, allowing it to get underneath those hard to reach furniture pieces, and also does clean the edges of your baseboards too, which is quite nice. Now let's talk about the Hypersteam Detangling Dual Brush. This thing is absolutely amazing. I don't know if it's a dual brush engineering or the increased suction power, but a thing I noticed was robot vacuums that have like the rotating mop pads as well as the roller. Unfortunately, sometimes dust and debris would make themselves to the mop pads and it would just be circled and smeared all over your floor. With this robot vacuum, I haven't noticed that. Even back in its cleaning station, usually gunk and debris usually will get stuck here. I have large dogs and sometimes dog hair will get stuck in here, and every once in a while I have to clean it up. This one, its base station is always clean. So this dual detangling is working wonders, preventing hair from getting caught up in its brushes, and delivers enough suction power that you don't have to worry about stuff getting in the mop pads anymore. So this is very amazing because this prevents any unwanted gunk from getting stuck inside the home base. Now, the Pro Leap system that this robot vacuum has. It's really impressive. 6 centimeters of clearance is good enough for those unlevel like floors that some older homes have. I know some friends and family that has these type of like T-molding in their rooms. This robot vacuum is able to clear this. Now I am unfortunately unable to properly demonstrate this because my floor is all leveled, but I set this up to demonstrate how that looks like, and it's really impressive. And to my knowledge, these actually have built-in shocks as well to prevent it from ever leaving any marks in case it does like a rough landing. So that's pretty ingenious how they were able to engineer it so it doesn't cause any damage once it lands, regardless on the floor type you're using this on. Now it's just a matter of time until we have robot vacuums that extend legs and start walking up stairways. That's kind of weird actually. Now in terms of additional hardware improvements is the impressive new advanced smart navigation as well as its Versa lift. As I mentioned earlier, it's able to make smart suggestions once it's done cleaning up a room. In case you notice like this portion of the house, like the kitchen is more dirty, would you like to clean it once again? That's pretty impressive. That's all part of the new integrated AI system that it has. As nothing from this robot goes into like a cloud or anything like that to make decisions. All the decisions that it makes is internal and is able to accomplish all this in real time. So if you have dogs or kids or you just have random items on the floor, it's smart enough to detect that and make a decision how to efficiently go around it while still cleaning as much as it can. And you can also look back in the app as well, as it will take different photos showing you what was in the way during the cleanup. And just like the previous generation, you do have smart robot vacuum security features, because on the app you can always launch it and monitor your home in case you're far away or you just want to see what's going on. So you do have like RC control where you can just tap on the certain section of the house and the robot will automatically navigate over there, allowing you to see what's going on. So pretty cool. That gives you that real-time live feed. And if you wish to run your vacuum at night, you can, as it does have a built-in floodlight that allows this robot vacuum to operate just fine even in a dark situation. And it's a floodlight that's what's used whenever it gets underneath your bed or your couch. So all in all, it's an amazing robot vacuum. From the X40 to the X50, I like the fact that this robot vacuum maintained all the great features that the X40 had and continues to have it on the X50 Ultra, such as the security camera feature, the mop pad extension, as well as the brush. But I'm happy to see that it has a dual brush system, which does an excellent job on picking up things efficiently well to the point where nothing gets stuck on its mop pads. It's smart enough to go back to its base station and leave the mop pads behind without you having to physically grab it or detach them. This is definitely a set it and forget it robot vacuum. The only maintenance you need to worry about is just making sure the water levels are good, as well as you're draining the dirty water tank. It'll notify you if the detergent levels are low as well. And like about once a month, you need to replace the dust bag, which they do provide an extra one, including a cleaning brush too. The Dreamy X50 Ultra, that definitely does take things to a whole new level, which got me by surprise, as I wasn't really thinking that it was even possible. The X40 was pretty impressive. The X50, definitely did change things up, especially with that Pro Leap technology. So with that said, if you're planning on picking one up, be sure to use the link in the description down below, as it will automatically be updated for the best price available for the X50 Ultra. Thank you so much for watching.